You know what's hilarious? Contractor will schedule concrete pours to the hour, plan crew rotation down to the day, and coordinate 6 different subs on one site. But when it comes to moving money into their own bank accounts, it's just whenever they remember. And then they wonder why cash flow feels like juggling chainsaws. Today we're talking about something so simple it sounds boring: allocating cash on the 10th and 25th of every month. But stick with me because this one rhythm, one stupid simple habit, is the difference between running your business and your business running you into the ground.
Let me paint you a picture. You've got money coming in from 3 different jobs. Pay apps are due on the 15th for one, the 30th for another, and that third job? Who knows? The GC approves stuff whenever they feel like it. You've got payroll every Friday. Vendors want paid by the 20th. Your credit card bill hits on the 5th. And somewhere in all that chaos, you're supposed to know if you're making money or just staying afloat. Most contractors handle this with what I call coffee cup cash management. They're making little transfers here and there all day long, reacting to whatever fire just started. It's exhausting. It's error prone. And worst of all, it doesn't actually work. You know that neighbor who waters their lawn every single day with a coffee cup? Yeah, same energy, all that effort, and the grass still dies in August. What you need instead is a deep watering on a fixed schedule, something that actually penetrates, something you can sustain when the pressure's on. That's what the 10th and 25th rhythm gives you. Let me give you the core principle right up front, because everything else hangs on this. Allocation happens before payables. Period. Not when it's convenient. Not after you pay the scary vendor. Not as soon as this draw clears. You allocate first. Then you pay what the funded buckets allow. This is envelope math. The same logic your grandmother used with grocery money. Cash goes into the right envelopes first. Then you spend from those envelopes, never the other way around. Now, original profit first set the 10th and 25th as gospel, and profit first for commercial construction keeps that discipline as the bedrock. Why? Because it works with construction's natural rhythm instead of fighting it. Construction cash doesn't move randomly. It moves in patterns. Pay apps cluster mid-month and end of month. GC approvals land around the 15th and 30th. Vendor statements come due late in the month. Your cash calendar already wants to work this way. The 25th allocation gears you up for end-of-month submissions and payments. The 10th allocation resets you after early month receipts clear. You're not forcing artificial timing onto real cash events. You're riding the wave that's already there, exactly right. And here's the beautiful part. Your brain can handle 2 allocation dates. It cannot handle daily cash juggling without burning out or making mistakes. Fixed dates create habits. Habits create consistency. Consistency creates cash flow you can actually predict. The 3 forces that make this work. Force 1, behavioral simplicity. If you can't do it in your head, you won't do it consistently. That's the rule. The 10-minute allocation ritual becomes automatic when it's always the same dates. Same calendar reminder. Same action. Same time investment. You move funds, you book the entries immediately, right then, not later, and you scan for shortages. Done. Compare that to contractors who allocate when they think about it, or when things get tight. That's like framing a house when you feel like it. The structure fails because there's no structure. Then your signals go dark. You lose the early warning system. You're back to flying blind, and by the time you notice a problem, it's already a crisis instead of just a decision. Force 2, clean cash signals. Here's the magic. By allocating first, then paying bills, you see real shortages instantly. In payroll, in JobEx, in OpEx. Not fuzzy maybes. Not, I think we're okay. Real numbers in real accounts. When your payroll bucket shows $12,000 after allocation, but you need $15,000 for next week's run, that's not a bookkeeping problem. That's a cash problem with a clear solution. You push that pay app. You escalate the change order. You delay the equipment purchase. The math tells you exactly what to do. When allocation timing is random, those signals get muddied. You can't tell if you're broke or just disorganized. And if you can't tell the difference, you can't make smart moves. Twice monthly keeps your signal-to-noise ratio higher than a church steeple. Force 3, construction timing alignment. Let's do some quick napkin math here. Most contractors submit pay apps mid-month. Let's say you bill $80,000 on the 15th. That draw gets approved and deposited around the 20th through the 25th, right? Your 25th allocation lands right when that cash clears. You fund your buckets: profit, owner's pay, tax, payroll, OpEx, JobEx, all at once. Now you know exactly what you got for the next 2 weeks. Then early next month, you get another $60,000 from a different job. Your 10th allocation resets everything after those receipts clear. You're not chasing cash. You're managing it on a rhythm that matches when it actually arrives. Let's talk straight. Payroll stability is sacred in Profit First for commercial construction. You can't build a crew if paychecks bounce, and you can't maintain quality if labor's worried about getting paid. The solution? A dedicated payroll account that gets topped off at each allocation. Most contractors run weekly or bi-weekly payroll. So here's how the math works. Let's say your weekly payroll is $10,000. That's roughly $20,000 between the 10th and the 25th. Your allocation on the 10th puts, let's say, $11,000 into payroll. 2 weeks later, the 25th allocation puts another $11,000 in. Now you got runway for the next 2 cycles without scrambling. Between allocations, it's perfectly fine to move already allocated funds internally on payroll morning. That's deployment, not reallocation. You're using money you already set aside. The discipline stays clean. If payroll regularly strains your system despite discipline top-offs, then you shift to weekly or bi-weekly allocations aligned with your payroll schedule. The key is you adapt the cadence while keeping allocation first mechanics intact. The rhythm changes. The principle doesn't. Your buckets become your forecast. Here's something most contractors miss. You don't need complex forecasting software when you're running Profit First for commercial construction correctly. Your buckets are your forecast. After each allocation, you scan your balances. JobEx short by $5,000? That tells you exactly what's coming. Either find $5,000 in new work or delay $1,000 in material purchases. OpEx tight? Maybe that new truck can wait a quarter. Payroll showing thin for the next cycle? You've got days, not hours, to push that AR collection or escalate change order approval. This is allocation-driven forecasting. It's simpler than dashboards, more reliable than gut feel, and way more actionable than waiting for the monthly P&L to tell you what happened 6 weeks ago. All right, let's bring this home. Here's what you lock in right now. 1. Put 2 recurring calendar reminders, 10th and 25th, non-negotiable. Title them 10-minute allocation ritual. 2. Before each allocation, confirm cleared deposits, not just credits, cleared funds, and classify restricted receipts correctly. Retainage, contract holdbacks, owner restrictions, that's not free money. 3. Execute the ritual. Move funds same day into your Profit First for commercial construction accounts per your allocation percentages. Record each transfer immediately in your ledger. No delays. No, I'll catch it tomorrow. 4. Scan the dashboard. Where are shortages after today's allocation? That shortage list becomes your action list for the next 2 weeks. 5. Schedule your AP batches to run after allocation days. Let the funded envelopes determine what gets paid and when. Negotiate with vendors if you need to shift due dates so outflows match funded buckets. That's exactly right. It is simple. But simple doesn't mean easy, and it sure doesn't mean common. Most contractors are drowning in complexity when what they need is clarity. The 10th and 25th rhythm works because it matches how construction cash actually moves while creating the discipline that most contractors lack. It's simple enough to sustain and sophisticated enough to protect what matters. Payroll certainty, profit protection, and cash flow signals that keep you building on solid ground.
So here's what I want you to do. Grab a copy of Profit First for Commercial Construction on Amazon. It walks you through the entire system, step by step, how to set up the accounts, calculate your percentages, handle JobEx versus OpEx correctly, and build the allocation rhythm that actually fits your business. If you want to talk through your specific situation, whether you're running $2 million or $20 million, head over to profitfirstconstruction.com and book a call with our team. We specialize in construction cash flow, not cookie cutter accounting advice. And if this made sense to you, do me a favor, subscribe to this channel and share this with another contractor who's tired of cash flow chaos. We put out new videos every week with straight talk on construction money, no fluff, no theory, just what actually works. Now go set those reminders, lock in the 10th and 25th, and let the rhythm do the heavy lifting while you get back to building.